Hello, Missions Leadership Team. We're in number 5 of these posts. And when I look back on my life, there are some times where people didn't like the decisions I made. And even though I got the job done, they nitpicked the little things about how it was done. Kind of Monday morning quarterbacking. There was a meeting set to resolve conflicts between management and staff. And they asked the employees if they would just jot down key words on a flip chart that they could talk about their relationship. And one staff member wrote that on the chart that management has a tendency to nitpick. And it was at this point one of the managers spoke up and say, shouldn't there be a hyphen between nit and pick? It's easy to pick nits. It's sometimes difficult and demoralizing to deal with people who pick nits. So in the chapter, Defining Moments, Define Your Leadership, John Maxwell says that the choices that we make in times of crisis or challenge define us and shape our leadership. If you want to gain influence with other people, you got to solve problems. The deal with solving problems is when you do so, there's always seems to be somebody who would have done it another way, and they nitpicks. So how you act or don't act in those challenging moments reveal to others what you really are as a leader. I mean, they might be the challenge of facing a personal failure, you get nitpicked, or you're taking a stand on an issue, or experiencing suffering, or making an unpleasant choice. All of these and more, when handled rightly, can catapult us forward, but really drag us down if we don't do them right. But it is during those defining moments where you face the disapproval of others. I mean, you may hear critical voices around you. So how do you handle criticism? There was a salesman who was getting a haircut, and he was going to Rome, and the barber was from Italy, and the barber says, "Oh, Rome's overrated." And the barber says, "What airline are you going at?" And the guy told him, he says, "Oh, that's terrible airlines. The seats are cramped, the food is bad, the planes are always late. What hotel are you going to stay at?" And he told him, he says, "Well, why are you staying there? That's in the wrong part of town and it's horrible service. You're just better off staying at home." And the salesman said, "But I expect to close a big deal while I'm there. And afterward, I hope to see the Pope." And the barber says, "You'll be disappointed with trying to do business in Italy. And don't count on seeing the Pope. He only grants audiences to very important people." So 3 weeks later, the salesman returned to the barber shop. And the barber asked him, how was your trip?" And the salesman said, "Wonderful. The flight was perfect. The service at the hotel was excellent. And I made a big sale." And then he paused for effect. And he says, "And I got to meet the Pope." And the barber was finally impressed. He says, "You got to meet the Pope? Tell me what happened." And so the salesman said, "Well, when I approached him, I bent down and kissed his ring." And the barber says, "No kidding. And what did he say?" "He looked down at my head and said, 'My son, where did you get such a lousy haircut?'" People can change for the better only when they are open to improvement. How you handle criticism is so vital to your growth and my growth as leaders. When criticized, it's important to maintain the right attitude by not being defensive, by looking for the little grain of truth that there might be in what they're saying, by making the necessary changes and taking the high road. So when you sit in a leader's seat, criticism finds your desk. And legitimate or not, maintain a positive attitude, because there's gold somewhere in that little pile of dirt. So here are questions that I ask to determine what kind of criticism it is and how I should handle it. Who criticized me? Ecclesiastes 7:5 says, "Better to be criticized by a wise person than praised by a fool." The source matters. Next, how was the criticism given? Was the person being judgmental, or did he give me the benefit of the doubt? And did he speak to me with kindness? And then why was the criticism given? Was it given out of personal hurt or for my benefit? Because hurting people hurt people. They lash out or criticize to try to make themselves feel better, not to help the other person. So whether the criticism is legitimate or not, what determines whether I grow from or groan under unwanted words is my attitude. When you face criticism, take the high road. Reject the things that are unwarranted and hold on to the good. Reject the bad, hold on to the good, and use it in your life to move forward with the changes that you need to make. Hey guys, blessings. It's been good getting to spend this time with you. I'd love for you to write down in the comments here just any of your thoughts about criticism and handling criticism. Blessings.